My vegan roommate kept insulting me for eating meat, so I bought carnivorous plants and placed them next to hers. I've lived with my roommate for 3 years and she is a strict vegan and has been since she was 14. I, however, am not in love eating steak at least 2 times a week. This has never been a problem between us because we ate at different times and both of us respected each other's decisions. The plants she grew in the apartment we shared never bothered me. She had been collecting and raising different types of plants and had quite a collection. She had her plants in every room and I even managed to step on a few of them sometimes because of the weird places she puts them in. No one had permission to touch her plants except for her, and if she caught you touching them, you would end up dead. It doesn't get in the way of my life, so I don't care that she's so obsessed with them, and I'm glad she has a hobby. 2 months ago she visited a conference on animal products and came back with a more fiery spirit. She started going to events regularly, became a local activist, and started going to rallies. This didn't bother me yet, but I never thought that she would ask me to become vegan. One day she came back from a rally and was in a bad mood. To make things worse, I was eating steak as she walked in. She went on a rant on why I'm evil for consuming animal products, and how I should be ashamed that I'm not vegan. I brushed it off the first time, but she kept criticizing me whenever she saw me, almost every day of the week. This seemed weird since she hadn't acted like this prior to the conference, but her comments kept getting worse, so I started waking up earlier to go to work and usually ate my breakfast in the parking lot. She kept hating on me for weeks and I let her know that I was going to move out if this continued. She said that she was glad that she didn't have to live with an animal care. I told her how her avocado's probably on alive more living beings than my single egg, and for some reason, she attacked me for not appreciating her efforts. It was no secret that things were coming to an end between us, so I decided to pull a little stunt before we parted ways. I headed to an exotic plant store near our apartment and I got a bunch of different types of carnivorous plants. I'm talking about every single species I could get my hands on. I also got pots and things to hang them from so they looked pretty. My roommate wasn't there that day, so I had plenty of time to set the place up. I decided to do it in the kitchen since that's where most of her scolding would take place. I put them everywhere I could. Wherever she had a plant, I put one right beside it, just to add that extra touch, and it looked like a greenhouse in there. When she got home she hadn't noticed the plants I had brought, but when she saw them, she lost her mind. I hadn't touched or moved anything that was hers, so she couldn't do anything about it legally. My plants had been there for a few days and their impact was quickly seen. My roommate's plants kept dying mysteriously, and the best part was that my roommate couldn't do anything about it. I went as far as naming my plants types of meat to annoy her.